is on the page 38, the Jalan Yap Aloy, which is nearby, just over there. So it is the shortest road in the city, named after Capitan China, who became a deity. Very few people know they became a deity. Okay, everybody knows that Yap Aloy was regarded as the founder of Kuala Lumpur, which has stirred up much controversy, but few would know that became a deity. And the road named after him still holds many records. It was the first road named by the British after a non-white. And the 87-yard long road is the shortest in the city. It first appeared in an 1889 map as Yap Aloy Street, making it the only road named after the Chinese name. They're all British names. And onwards, some of Petaling was there.
Yeah.
Petaling Street was there. High Street was around.
This is considered high street.
High Street. No, but Petaling Street wasn't there. But this was the first one named after the Chinese. In Malaysia, many controversies erupt over race. In the case of Yap Aloy, Malay nationalists were upset that the capital of a Malay-dominated nation was claimed to be founded by the Chinese. They promoted an alternative narrative that it was Raja Abdullah, the Klang Bugis chieftain who sent 87 Chinese coolies upriver to Kuala Lumpur in 1857 to 19 in Ampang, who was the actual founder, though there was no evidence he accompanied the coolies. Right?
Yeah.
Recently, a scholar argued that a Mandailing trader named Sultan Posa, who had started tin mining in Ampang before Raja Abdullah's mining expedition, should be considered the founder. The facts are Yap Aloy was actually the third Capitan China. He wasn't the first. So it's quite difficult to claim that he was the founder because he came here, he was the third Capitan China, and there was already a settlement. So it becomes very racial. If you say Yap Aloy is not the founder, the Chinese will be very angry. How can you say we are the guys did all the work, blah blah? I think the Malays will be angry. Hey, we stole land, we our job is nothing. But he became a legend due to his hard work, fighting skills, ruthless strategies, because he paid $50 silver for an enemy's head. Strong leadership and perseverance in rebuilding the town after the end of the Selangor Civil War in 1873 and after a devastating fire in January 1881 and a major flood in December the same year. He became the largest property owner, including many brothels, opium dens and gambling halls, and the richest man in town. So that's why the Chinese hold him in very high regard. You see? Because he was a big taiko, very powerful, very rich, controlled half of the town. And I think that's what happened. The Yap clansmen held him in such high esteem that they organized a ceremony in 1956 at the Sinza Siya Temple, which is somewhere near Klang Street over there.
Yeah, the triangle.
Yeah. Which he built to proclaim him as reported in an English newspaper, a saint. Now, this is where you have a problem, because in my first book I said he was a saint because I based it on the English newspaper. You see, the English newspaper said Yap clansman declares Yap Aloy a saint, so I based it on that. A short report, I think it was in Daily Mail or something like that. Okay, but it is you go to a temple. There's a tablet with Chinese words. Okay, and I pass it to my nephew. He's Chinese school. Right? Ask him to translate. It's actually written there that he is a deity, and should be worshipped as a deity.
Okay.
But it's in Chinese. So if you're English speaking, you will miss that.
I see.
So that's why a lot of people missed it.
All right. Okay.
Because a lot of
that's a new story for me as well.
Because a lot of people who wrote things with Yap Aloy were probably English speaking.
Yeah. Even the Chinese, banana lah.
Chinese banana lah.
Okay.
That's the problem. Okay. However, a tablet in the temple proclaims in Mandarin he was more than a saint. He was in fact deified and should be worshipped as a deity. Yap Oloy of Fui Hakka was born in Guangdong, China on 14 March 1837. At the age of 17, he sailed to Singapore and made his way to Malacca to work at the tin mine. After encountering many obstacles, he ended up in Lumpur, where he worked as a cook for miners. Confluence of Klang and Ampang River. In fact, Ampang River in the new map today is called Klang River.
Sungai Ampang.
Today,
Yeah.
Sungai Ampang this way. This one also called Sungai Ampang. Sorry, Sungai Klang.
Sungai Klang.
Sorry, both Sungai Klang. But if you look at old maps, it's Sungai Klang, Sungai Ampang. So I'm not sure why Sungai Ampang became Sungai Klang. So I'm not sure that it's split into two. Even in Google Maps.
That one we have to ask the drainage.
Yes, that's a really and this Sungai Klang, or previously known as Sungai Ampang, it ends in the Ampang. There's a little area where there's become a stream, and people go there for picnics and all that. There's forest reserve.
Bukit Macan?
Somewhere there.
Over there.
Yeah.
Alright.
There's the beginning of it.
Okay.
That's why it passes by Ampang town. You know?
Yeah, no wonder.
itulah.
So it passes by the whole
Ah.
the old Ampang town.
Ampang town.
Yes.
This Ampang town was a mining town as well.
Yeah.
The Chinese on this side and the Malays on the other side.
Correct.
So it is quite okay. The little known confluence of Klang and Ampang rivers was the actual ground zero of tin mining. The thing is, Kuala Lumpur was a tin mining town, but tin was not mined here.
Yes.
At the confluence of this it was not mined here.
Center.
It was mined in Ampang. It is quite surprising that nobody has ever mentioned Kuala Ampang, the confluence of the Klang and Ampang rivers, which was the actual ground zero of tin mining. Though Kuala Lumpur began as a tin mining town, no mining was actually done when it started. We started with the two rows next to Masjid Jamek.
Okay, Macau?
Macau and Hokkien Street formerly, right? Which is now where there's a little clock
Market
tower,
Square,
Market
yes.
Square. It began there. There was a Chinese part of town, and on this side where Java Street was a Malay part of town. You see, I mean, Kia was already racist back then. He was already divided along, right? And then when the white guys came, they lived on the other side.
Yeah.
On the other side of the river.
The Padang.
On the side of Padang, right? Because they didn't want to mix with the natives.
Yes. Even Douglas Broomfield wanted to have some Meriams over the Fort Hill.
Yes. Because he was afraid that these are coming to him. Every book and tourism brochure will have the story of how the founder of Kuala Lumpur, Raja Abdullah, the district chief of Klang, sent 87 Chinese coolies upriver in search of tin ore in 1857. They disembarked near the more famous confluence of the Klang and Gobak rivers and walked on the jungle path to Ampang to prospect for tin. Within a month, 69 of them died, mostly due to malaria. More Chinese coolies were sent upriver, and tin mining in Ampang flourished, with tin first exported in 1859. Old maps indicated that there were two rows of Chinese houses on the eastern side of the Klang River, nearest confluence of the Gombak River. On the triangular land at the confluence was a Malay burial ground, relocated to make way for the Masjid Jamek Sultan Abdul Samad Mosque. There were some settlements of Malays and Sumatrans north of the confluence. That was how early Kuala Lumpur started.
Kampung Rawa.
The tin mines in Ampang were the tomb of Sheikh Dato Harun al-Rashid Zubaida.
Okay, that one was like, so there's a, wow.
This one, there's no written history. You can Google.
Okay.
Nothing written in English or Malay
About that.
about this.
Okay.
And I managed to get the history due to maybe the guy like me lah, you know.
Would you care explain to the?
Okay, what happened was, okay, this race, right? You reach your destination, go down, nothing here. I see flats here, flats there, you know. So I got out of the car, I asked a woman that, hey, I'm looking for this makam. Don't know. Okay, you know. So I went one more round, you reach your destination. Oh, then I saw a small road.
Okay.
Okay, so I quickly look out, zoom, the other side. Oh, then I saw.
Oh, so it's
Then I saw. It's actually a building. It's like a.
Ramat lah, sort of thing.
No, they built a building over the ground.
Okay.
Okay, about 5 something in the evening. So when there was locked. I walk around. I saw a house behind, small house. The light was on, fan was on, so somebody was inside. So I banged the gate. Some guy came out with a sarong. So I explained, in Malay lah. Say, tulis buku, beliau ambil gambar, ya. He look at me, hey, tunggu. He put on a shirt and all that. He came out, unlocked for me, you know.
Okay.
He unlocked for me. So I went in, I took some pictures. He was waiting for me outside. Outside there's some tables and chairs. So I got out, I sat next to him lah.
That's how you get information.
Then he said, they told me in Malay lah, you know. I don't know why I opened for you.
Okay.
you knock, I look at you, then I decided to open for you.
Wow.
I said, okay. Like I said, thank you very much. And then I start asking questions. Then he told me the story. Okay, now this is the story. The tomb of, this is one of the great mysteries of Kuala Lumpur. The tomb of Sheikh Dato' Harun Al-Rashid Zubaida is one of the great mysteries of Kuala Lumpur. There is no written history about it at all. And the only account of its origin is an oral story passed down from the second caretaker of the tomb to his son and then to his grandson, Abdul Ghani. And that's the guy I met, who is now the caretaker.
Where's this gate?
He's about 50 years old now.
Location?
Central area.
Could probably that be the Tok Uku Klang's tomb on the Malay history. My historian friend, very intimate finding of this Tok Uku Klang's cemetery. Tok Uku Klang is said to be, before they were kings, the Bugis kings of Selangor, they were groups of Tok Uku Klang. So that derives from the Klang side lah. Spread it up into KL. So one of the tombs that you mentioned in Central, I think that's one of it. Yeah. So I mentioned to him, to my friend, who is basically doing the research on that.
Okay. The grandson Muhammad Sultan Abdul Ghani, who lives in small house behind the tomb. The tomb is that of Sheikh Dato' Harun Al-Rashid and his wife Zubaida, who hailed from Baghdad.
Wow.
Baghdad.
Yeah.
Okay. And they made their way to Aceh in Sumatra to spread Islam. So I was thinking, I was trying to figure out whether the Sunnis or Shiites. But Baghdad is Iraq, not Iran. Iran is Shiite.
Yeah.
So I suspect they're Sufis.
Yes, I would say so.
I would think they're Sufis, right? Because the Sufi Muslims are missionaries, a lot of them. Anyway, nobody knows. I'm just guessing. So from Aceh, they made their way to Kuala Lumpur, and after some time doing missionary work, they died in the spot where the shrine is now located.
What year was?
They died there.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, how they died? The date of when the Islamic missionary couple died is lost in the midst of time. But the tombstone at the head of Sheikh Dato' Harun Al-Rashid's grave, which is of Achenese origin, provides a clue. tombstones of that design, which are 8-sided, were made in the 1700 to 1800 era and were meant for royalty and high-ranking officials.
I was correct. So you got the Tok Klang's cemetery there.
Okay.
Betul.
Okay. One day we go there and check.
Okay, boleh?
Huh?
Basic